Have you thought about maybe a Hellcat camshaft?
So it has a Hellcat cam. That's what we did. We did the Hellcat crank in the cam, Hellcat lifters. So we kind of.
So this is a 392 Hellcat here.
Yeah, basically.
This is awesome, man. Alright, so we'll go through the engine stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pop the hood.
You want to pop the hood?
Absolutely.
And then we could go over a lot of the visual upgrades.
Absolutely.
So this says 392 Supercharged.
Yep. So my buddy, the one that did all the air ride suspension at Dark Knight Design, Jared, he did the Daytona badge there and then the side badges for me.
So did you stick with the 392 displacement?
Yeah, so it's a 392 forged internals, Hellcat cam, crank, obviously MDS delete, and then that's pretty much it. And then basically what I did is tried to make it as much look like a Hellcat as possible. So it has the front, fascia and everything there. My buddy Glenn at Hades hooked me up because we actually blew the motor when I picked up the first time.
Now, when you blew the motor, you put the Hellcat Supercharger on it first, yeah. blew it,
and then literally that night I was driving home, it spun a rod bearing, and then picked it up on the side of the road, took it back, and then within a week I had it fully built.
How much boost were you running, approximate?
He had it about 5 pounds. And
that's a low boost.
A low boost, but I think I don't think at one time I had enough oil. There's a lot of factors
yes.
to it, right? So I said, you know what? He was like, we can put everything, stock everything again. I was like, no, if we're gonna build it,
let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it all the way. It's an 18 blower, and I kind of just pieced everything together. I bought this at a guy down in, I think, what was it, Merritt Island. I bought the fuel rails, the blower, and injectors for like $1,500 bucks, and he threw in an intake.
And that's enough for the power level that you're at?
Yeah. So right now it's right around 620, 650, right around there.
So you're running low boost on this thing still?
I'm probably right at 10 pounds. Instead of going with the heat exchanger from the Hellcat, I actually did a killer chiller. So that's why if you see here, my lines are still kind of wet.
So you have a killer chiller in this thing?
Yeah, it's actually right underneath the intake here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so like especially when I run the track and everything, I mean, I just drove all the way here from Sanford.
But you did it the right way.
Yeah.
And so now you're set up. Really, you could crank the boost up even more.
Oh, yeah.
All you need is some injectors, and you're pretty good to go.
Yeah, that's so I actually just picked up some red eye injectors. So I'm gonna put those in and kind of up the boost, maybe a little smaller.
So Hellcat injectors are 600 cc. What are is the red eye 7?
I think there's 700. I want to say
700.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I know that there's a lot of guys when going with like a Whipple or a Pro Charger, and they'll put the red eye or the demon injectors.
I know you brushed up on it, but what are we looking at with torque and horsepower, wheel horsepower?
Like I said, it's right at 620, 650. Right,
and then the torque is about the same.
Right. I would assume. I haven't had it dynoed. So
is it email tuned or something?
So when I first got it back and everything, when it was on the conservative tune, the 5 pounds, it was right at 600.
Okay.
And then we bumped it up, and we didn't, basically all we did was bump up the boost. We did some straight dyno with HP tuners, or I should say we use HP tuners, and then
yeah, that's fine. I mean, a lot of guys do the street tuning, you know, the tuner rolls around and makes the adjustments on the...
Yeah, DSM Light's the guy that did all the tuning Edgar, down south. We've taken it a couple times. Obviously it's pretty hot right now, you know, humid, and the best I ran in it right now is 11.3. It's just trying to get everything dialed in, but
well, the power's there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just getting everything dialed in.
And also to the DA, it's just hot, you know. So I'm sure when it, you know, the weather kind of cools off.
Right.
Here in Orlando, a lot of guys are not putting up the best numbers, you know.
No,
so,
yeah.
But all right, that takes care of the engine. I'll tell you, I'm pretty impressed. That is really cool that you basically made a Daytona 392 Hellcat, you know.
Yeah.
And so what year is this bad boy?
So it's an 18. It's a OEM original 18 with a OEM kit added on, because obviously in 18 they didn't have wide bodies, right? So I actually bought it from big YouTube guy named Garage Driven. Long story short, he posted that he was selling the car, and I had a narrow body 19 at the time, a Scatpack, and I was looking to do the wide body, and I was like, you know what, it's a great car, why not?
Might as well.
It's already done.
So when he handed it to you, he did the OEM wide body on it, but there was no engine work. You're the one that took it from stock engine and brought it to this level.
Absolutely, yeah. So when I picked it up from him, he brought it to the dealership. It was back on stock springs, all that, and then I had airlift already, so I took it over to my buddy Jarrett at Dark Matter Design, and he installed everything for me. So
nice. And then you did the wicker bill back here.
Yeah, I did that. Redid the X-Loom on the back, and then obviously you got Forza Extreme on the rear.
Exhaust, so long tube headers.
So all it is stock manifold and stainless work, catless mids, and then from there back it's all Forza Extreme.
Forza Extreme. Nice. So I would imagine you pump this thing up for driving around and everything. This is you know, for car showing, right?
Yeah,
and everything.
Absolutely, yeah. I would never drive around here with this low, because with it being this low, it's literally touching the line you can see right there. So you can see where it's literally resting on the wheel.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it has to.
I tell you, it looks sharp. It really does look good, though.